And this NFC South divisional matchup features two QBs who like to throw it all around the lot. It's Jameis Winston going up against Drew Brees. With that, let's get over to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. And hello again, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin here in the booth. And, Chuck, you take a look at this matchup. I don't know if it's going to be one in the trenches from the quarterbacks out, whatever. It's going to be a good game.
Oh, without a doubt. I can't wait to see the big fellas have an impact. We're always spotlighting those wide receivers and quarterbacks and running backs and even the defensive backs. But the big guys, I can't wait to see which one tilts the balance for their team.
And set to go with the ball on the tee is the rookie from Florida State, Roberto Aguayo. And we are underway from the Superdome. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now we'll get a chance to see what New Orleans can do on offense, led by Drew Brees. Speaking of leading, Drew Brees, the NFL's leader in completions, passing yards, and touchdowns through the first 14 games of the season.
He has to be one of the top guys in maintaining an even keel as well, because the previous two games for Drew Brees, 0 touchdowns. Hard to say that, right? And 6 interceptions total. In his last game, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions against Arizona.
Brees now on first down. And it's caught. Kobe Fleener. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 18 on that one. And that leads to a New Orleans first down.
And there's a nice completion to Kobe Fleener, and no one can be happier than Drew Brees.
They had Jimmy Graham for all those years, Ben Watson last year, and now coming south from Indianapolis, Fleener. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. The headshots here are the offensive unit. And what about Brandon Cooks?
If he's not a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's healthy in the league, I'll be surprised. Came out of college wanting to be a pro, studied all the best receivers in the NFL before he even got to the league.
On second down, here's Brees. Surveying the field. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. On the defensive side of the ball, we're going to look at the starters for Tampa Bay. And, Charles, how about Vernon Hargreaves?
A pick they were excited to make because in their division, they've got to have guys who can slow down some of the best receivers in the league. And Vernon Hargreaves fits that profile. Very sharp, very intelligent. He operates well on the corner.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Play action. Brees. He's got time. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Now the veteran punter for the Saints, Thomas Morstead, on to punt on fourth down. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And there's Jameis Winston and these Tampa Bay Bucs. Their loss to Dallas Week 15. First for them since November 3rd. Now, you've seen Jameis Winston up close this year. You've looked at him on tape. Compare last year to this season for him.
I've seen tremendous growth in him as a quarterback. And up until this game against Dallas, he had done a really nice job over the last 5-6 games of taking care of the football, not putting it in harm's way. The game against Dallas, it reared its ugly head again. 3 interceptions in that one. But overall, I'm seeing a guy who is growing as a quarterback.
Here's the option going right. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And one advantage for this offensive unit is the big target, Mike Evans.
Play to his strength, his size and catch radius. Throw it up there, let him go get it.
And on 2nd and 10 now. The first carry now for Doug Martin. He juked him. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
In 2015, we saw the Doug Martin that we saw as a rookie, didn't we?
Absolutely. A 1,400 yards, second only to Adrian Peterson last year.
And he really helped a young quarterback develop by taking a lot of pressure off of him.
Now he feels good coming off that 5-year deal he signed in March.
Feels even better about that.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston. Complete, he finds Bray. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. First down, here's the run with Martin. Oh, he bowls over him as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Second and very short here, less than a yard. Play fake to Martin. Now Jameis. And Winston lost the football. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. That'll bring up 2nd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Ready? 5-9.
Back to the air on second down. It's Breeze. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
2 yards to go here on third down.
Ready? 5-9.
Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got time in the pocket. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Ready?
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Making the tackle, Keith Tandy. And that man that just toted the rock, Mark Ingram, closing in on 3rd place on the Saints' all-time rushing list.
And how about the names out in front that he's closing in on? Because Deuce McAllister, #1 guy for them. Number 2 was George Rogers, who had won a Heisman Trophy when he was at South Carolina. And Dalton Hilliard. I'm proud to play. I actually played against Dalton Hilliard in college when he was at LSU.
Yeah, he was at LSU. You were at Tennessee, and you won that game against him your senior year, didn't you?
Well, actually, I think I was a freshman that year. He might have been a senior, but we got him that time.
And the ball carrier there, Mark Ingram, in his 6th season now with the Saints.
Yet to have a 1,000-yard season, but any guy who wins the Heisman Trophy, you know the potential's always there.
Yeah, but you're right. Yet to get to 1,000. Had 769 last year in 12 games.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I don't care what anyone says. I want a big-time back gaining this kind of yardage each and every time I step on the field. A tone setter, these guys are hard to find.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They go play action here on 1st down. And oh, he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Levante David coming in from his outside linebacker spot. He buries him for a loss of 10 or 11.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Now a man who sat out 3 seasons. This is Tim Hightower. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for him. Picked up really nice yardage, but they still have a lot of work to do on 3rd down.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Ready? 5-5.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 4th down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
So now on 4th down, Sean Payton's going to turn it over to the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Here's Martin as they begin on the ground. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Paul Kruger there to bring him down. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
Second down following the run. They come out here in the eye. On second down, Martin. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
I once had a defensive player in the NFL tell me, if I beat and dominate the guy across from me, I'm helping my team. Well, winning one-on-one battles is always a part of the game. But when you have good team defense, as we just saw there, one broken tackle, but he didn't get away because the rest of the guys arrived to put him on the ground.
9 yards to go. It's third down. On third down, Winston. He's got Evans. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
Jameis Winston and Mike Evans came into the league 1 year apart. They're going to continue to grow together. How about their first connection in this game?
Yeah, and the first 2 seasons for Mike Evans, both over 1,000 yards. What a way to start an NFL career. Fresh set of downs here. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Decent chunk of yardage still left here. 2nd and 7. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Second down, Winston. And a catch right side by Evans. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. And give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains. Evans top 5 in receiving yardage in the NFL, and over 1,000 yards each of his first 3 seasons in the league.
Love his catch radius. You know, it's one of those buzzwords and buzz phrases that people like to use in the league. But think about his 6'5" height. And now spread that out about throwing that ball up in the air. Basketball background, loves to play over the top, and boy, does he go up and get the ball.
Let me ask you, height, arm length, jumping ability, is that what makes the catch radius, I would imagine?
It certainly does, but you know what finishes it off? The desire to go and get the football, and Mike Evans has that. And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Just 2 yards to go here on second down for the offense. Again, it's Martin. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. First down, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Winston gives to Martin on the draw. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. So just a lone field goal in this first quarter of play. It's a 3-point game here early. We'll head back to New Orleans after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter, and they've got it here with a first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run. Martin. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They come out here in the eye. They'll run for it with Martin. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Doug Martin taking it in from a yard out. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Roberto Aguayo now for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a Doug Martin touchdown run. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the defensive unit now for the Buccaneers onto the field. And they did well down near the goal line last time, forcing him to settle for a short field goal.
And in today's day and age, settling for a field goal of that distance is amazing. You can get 3 points now, where it's going to give you only 1 point for the extra point, which will be a little bit longer. But they have to feel fantastic about only giving up 3 in that situation. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah, could have. Now can they carry that over? On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Left side and caught by Flainer. 11 yards on the pickup, and that leads to a New Orleans first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
They come out here in the eye. Breeze hands to Ingram. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
No, that wasn't an explosive run. That wasn't one that took it all the way to the house. But, boy, for a team that's had trouble running it the entire game, that's the kind of run they need, hopefully, to get themselves kick-started.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Ready.
Breeze gives it up to Ingram. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. When you're not allowed to climb, you got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there. And a really nice play resulted for them.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. Finding time. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The 4-time Pro Bowler, Gerald McCoy, busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Heading back out there now, the Saints defense. Last drive, touchdown, surrendered. Here, see if they can stop them.
It's always a constant battle of letting the last series go, good or bad, but especially bad. Give up a touchdown. Okay, forget the finger pointing, forget the blame. Go back out and play the defense you know you're capable of and help your team out.
And probably look to the leaders, as always.
As always. They're going to be the ones going to grab some people and say, all right, let's do this thing.
On 1st and 10, Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd down now after the pass completion. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Third down and 4. Jameis to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete. Charles Sims, the intended target. And it's 4th and 4.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well. And he didn't get that done on that play.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Here comes the defensive unit for the Buccaneers as they get set here. They did their job last go-around, forced the punt, hoping for more of that here.
They got off the field. That's exactly what they wanted to accomplish. Get off the field, turn the ball over to their offense, and kick back and enjoy a little bit of water and rest before they have to go back out there again.
Back out there now and hoping to hurry up and get more water and rest. And tough starting field position here. They come up with one back. That's Ingram. He's going to get the football. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Everyone's looking for the big runs, the explosive runs, the 20 to 30-yard plays. But anytime you're picking up good yardage and setting yourself up on down and distance, offenses love that too.
Ready. We're waiting.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the 1st down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And taken right at the 35. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And trotting back out there now, this Saints defense. Their stay on the field last time was short-lived with a 3-and-out. See if they can get some more of that.
And ordinarily, you want to be on the field playing, right? But 3-and-outs, that's almost gold to a defense. Get to the bench, get some rest, turn the ball over to your offense.
We'll see what they can do here, see if they can force another 3-and-out. They start the drive with Martin. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Craig Robertson in on the stop.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Seven yards to go on second down. Now Jameis on second down. On the catch, this is Russell Shepard. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10. On the pickup there, it'll be 2nd and 8. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on second down. They run it again with Martin. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Third down and 5. Now Winston. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
They come out here in the eye. And off comes to Martin. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Second down, Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Doug Martin, and it's 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, Winston. And that is incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 4th down. Now the rookie, Roberto Aguayo, for the Bucs field goal try. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And Aguayo's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, but the net gain, 3 points.
And you're going to have drives like that in this league. Sometimes you just got to take the 3 and move on. Always better than nothing.
Roberto Aguayo following the made field goal, set now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well. Go to something else. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They send Thomas out to the right by himself. Now a play fake here on first down. Deep drop. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Again, we'll see the pistol here. They go play action here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And that'll bring up second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. They find some open field here. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Breeze now on first down. Surveying the field. And Cooks has it over the middle. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. They get 25 yards out of that one. And the Saints are set up now with a first and goal. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. Back now, as I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Well, thank you. And now a first down following that long gain.
Ready. 95-56.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Finding his safety valve here, that's complete. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Breeze throwing on set, and he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Kobe Flainer from 3 yards out, and the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they started to execute it, and they started to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. On the return, it's Ryan Smith. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Jameis now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It's the Saints' new acquisition from the Rams, Nick Fairley. Never giving up. He's able to keep working and get him for a loss of 12.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now a second down throw for Winston. And he's got his man on the out route. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Sims. And not a whole lot. And the Saints signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Here's Brian Anger now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken around the 12. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They come up with one back. That's Ingram. And they'll give it to him here. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Breeze to throw on second down. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. Right now, we've got a tie game, and that just means exciting football for us in the second half, as we'll have two teams playing 2 quarters to decide a winner. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Third down at the 29. Winston's on point with the throw, and that connection will lead to a gain of 24 yards. Buccaneers would later fumble the football away. 2nd and 2 coming up. Martin's going to take off here, and he capped off the long drive with a touchdown. The lead grows to 4. Saints line up at the 3. Over the middle, Breeze will complete the pass, and is going to be caught for the touchdown. Score now tied at 10. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. For the second half kickoff, let's get back to New Orleans and Brandon Gaudin.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. Now a hit and a loose football, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They come out here in the I. And the third quarter starts with a run by Ingram. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There's a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
Breeze to Ingram on the draw. Down right around the 25. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And his kick here is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So they don't get a touchdown here on this opening drive of the third quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You've got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They try to fire up the running game with Martin. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Give the tackle to Jarris Boyd there.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Second down, Winston. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On 3rd down, Winston. He's got time. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half. It gets ugly in the second half. They've come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. It's caught left side by Cooks. He won't go down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now Ingram, he's been busy today. And he's across the 43 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Ingram again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
It's complete. Fleener, right side. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
False start, offense. Still 1st down.
The penalty on 1st down backs him up 5. It's now 1st down at 15. After the penalty, it's Ingram. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7. Now it's 2nd and 7. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now, if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3. One man in the backfield, that's Martin. And he'll get it up the middle. And not a whole lot doing there, as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a 1st down here on 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, partner, I haven't seen a vote for most popular player on the team. This guy's got to get a lot of votes. He does not care, does he? Totally unselfish, physical runner, doesn't worry about yardage, just keeps moving the chains, being a team player.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's got time in the pocket. And he finds a man with a crossing route. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st down.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Now a play fake here on 1st down. is here as he's taken down. Sheldon Rankins, the rookie from Louisville, able to get in and run him down for what will be a loss of 15 yards. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
One receiver to the left is Evans. Now a second down throw for Winston. His throw incomplete. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Third and long for Winston. Finding time. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Five yards to gain here on 3rd down.
Ready?
Shotgun now for Breeze. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come up with one back. That's Ingram. He'll get the football here. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Breeze to throw on second down. Over the middle, it's Thomas. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Saints defense, we watch them get set to go. They forced the punt the last time, got off the field. I'm sure some of your D coordinators through the years, you liked when you heard those words, get off the field.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Or maybe you didn't like it when you heard those words.
It depended on when they were yelling them. But in this situation, absolutely perfect. Get off the field, force a punt, let the offense take over and do their thing, and it resulted in a field goal.
Now we'll see if they can do that again. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Winston now to throw on first down. Over the middle to Evans. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no
yardage. Okay.
Here's Martin. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. But we'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Still 9 yards to go on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Ready, yellow lady.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Surveying the field. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. And the offense needs 7 out of this play on 3rd down. Another pistol look here. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he's got Snead. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Here's Breeze. He's got time. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
Ready, 95-56.
Breeze will try again on 2nd down. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. 3rd down here. Ten yards to go on 3rd. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side.
Hey, kill.
Again, it's Breeze. He's got time. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Clinton McDonald with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs. They covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The New Orleans defense, we get set to watch them go. They have a little something to build off of from last time with a 3-and-out.
And what they have to build off of, great confidence right now. Being able to stuff someone on a 3-and-out, you feel like you're in control now. You're doing the dictating. They want to see if that can continue as this game progresses.
Will it continue? We'll see.
Ready, blue and
First down, Winston. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They'll get 23 yards there. And it'll give the Bucs a first down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. A first down throw for Winston. And his throw is incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. On second down, Winston again. And a catch right side by Evans. That catch good for 5. It's third down. And the offense in that middle ground here on third down. 3rd and 5. Again, it's Winston. He's got Evans. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. So there on that play, offensively, they were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass. Carry number 20 here for Martin. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Doug Martin, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bucs have taken the lead here in the 4th. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Aguayo on for the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a Doug Martin touchdown run. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Buccaneers defense making their way back out onto the field. And they got to be feeling good about forcing that long missed field goal the last go around.
And you know what upsets a kicker more than anything? is missing a kick they think they can make and feeling like the other side believes that they had something to do with it. And it doesn't matter. To those guys on defense, I know. They're taking full credit. Yep, we forced him into the miss, and they're going to ride that confidence the rest of the way. We'll see if the kicker's able to get his confidence back as well.
Hey, you waiting?
Breeze now on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Back to the air on second down. It's Breeze. Caught by Snead over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
They go play action here on first down. He gets it to Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play action pass, and completing it.
They send Thomas out to the right by himself. Throwing on first down is Breeze. He dumps it down to Ingram. And another juke. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. It's complete to Snead. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Breeze now on first down. Finding time. He goes underneath to Ingram. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And complete to Lewis over the middle. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Breeze to throw again. Can't find it. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Gerald McCoy busting through to get him for a loss of 6. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
False start, offense. Still 3rd down.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile.
Ready. We're waiting.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And his kick is good. And that'll bring him back within a point. All right, so this one's now back within a field goal. And if anybody tells you they see how this one's going to end, I'd have to say they're probably lying, Charles.
And this game's had more twists and turns than a good mystery novel. And I have a feeling we've got a few more twists and turns in store for us before they shake hands here.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. Ooh, with a juke. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
And he's going to take this all the way down inside the 40.
I know the special teams coach will not permit himself a smile here, but inside, he's glowing. This is what he practices for. This is what he schemes. This is what he watches tape to put himself and his team in a position to score points. An absolute dream return.
And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll try and wind some clock down with Martin. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. Over the middle to Evans. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
They come out here in the eye. Now Winston, complete. He finds Braid. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
And at this stage of the game, time a factor, time on their side as they just try to eke out the final precious moments of this one. One receiver to the left is Evans. Jameis to throw it. Drops it off to Martin. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On second down, Martin. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
Let's go now. Who's waiting?
Third down, it's Doug Martin. And the Saints signal for another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Aguayo able to knock it through. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
Roberto Aguayo following the made field goal, set now to kick this one away. On the return, here's Marcus Murphy. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal. And I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out and out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see.
Ready. We're waiting.
Back to throw. He dumps it down to Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 23 yards on the play. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. He's back to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Back to throw. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
Ready. Like 5-5.
They'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow. So many practices we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there.
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Ten yards still left on second down. Now Winston. Surveying the field. Drops it off to Martin. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Back to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Here's Winston. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout, and now they get set to line up as we resume action. And now a first down following that long gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to the 25. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And he'll stop the clock with 5 seconds to go there on the spike. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. 4 seconds to go. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And this game is tied. So we saw a lot of points. Overtime comes. The defenses, they clamp down.
Rather amazing, isn't it? Because would you have even thought that we'd get to overtime after what we witnessed for 4 quarters?
Not at all.
And have 0 points on either side? Not a chance, right? And somehow it happened. We always talk about making adjustments. Maybe both defenses took 4 full quarters in order to get an adjustment. Got 1 good period in for both defenses, and now they go home. You buying tonight?
I thought it was you. I did last week. I did the last 2 weeks.
Oh, I was trying to go for 3.
Dinner on you, my good
Tried
man.
to go for 3.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. First down, Winston. He gets it to Humphreys. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Right at the line of scrimmage, and before he
because that's what you're taught. don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Ready, blue ready. Let's go.
Second down, Winston. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
So a second down incompletion now brings up third down.
Ready, blue ready.
On third down, Winston. To the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Here's Brian Anger now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Now part 1 is done, now part 2. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Now that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum. Or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top. Or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with. Because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try and pick it up on 3rd down.
Ready, 95, 50,
What can Breeze do now with his drive? Backing up. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. In his career, he has a spell of 10 straight seasons, 4,000 yards or more. Only quarterback to do that. We're seeing more of it here in this one.
We better not take it for granted because what we're watching, it's vintage Drew Brees, but it still is excellent.
Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Second down following the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. William Golston in on the stop.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored. That's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickeled and dimed down the field.
Again, it's Martin. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Now, we all know that an offensive coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They'll try to throw now. Winston. And Brate has it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now Sims. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses. And now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. To Shepard, complete over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. A dump off to Sims. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
First down. Here's the run with Martin. And a short gain down to about the 33. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Martin. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
I'd sure love to offer some advice to the defensive coordinator, but his guys are just getting run over by an offense that's executing like a well-oiled machine.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They give to Martin. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Yes, this is where the expression staying ahead of the chains comes into play. Good runs like that one set you up well for 3rd down.
So it all comes down to the right foot of and the Saints signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So now it's up to Roberto Aguayo. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance out field goals from in overtime. The knees are always knocky, but he pushed it through. Not
only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.